What it is, yeah. It's your boy Krook, LDBT 100. We it is sure. And today we got another reaction video. Now listen, shout out to Pick a Side. You feel what I'm saying? This actually just came across my timeline. You feel what I'm saying? It seemed like they talking about some really interesting topics. One of the ones we're going to cover is Zion Williamson. So on one of the chapters it says, is Zion Williamson going to become another what if player? I kind of just want to see what their opinions are, and then I'm going to get my opinion on it. Because I feel like Zion is going through a little bit of scrutiny right now. As far as his injury. And like it's like we want to see him, but then we can't see him. And it's just like, yeah. And then like the commercial where he looked fat as hell. Like he gained like 30 more pounds. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. But we're going to see what they talking about. And then we're going to offer our opinion on it.
Zion Williamson.
Oh, God.
But right now, another setback happened in his young career. He is going to be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks, and he received a biologic injection that is meant to promote bone healing in the area of his right foot that he fractured this past offseason. The Pelicans have said he's limited to low-impact, partial weight-bearing activities for an extended period. And Willie Green talked about Zion and said, we're talking about somebody's career. Anytime you're dealing with that aspect of professional sports, that is important. That's how we're going. That's how we're looking at this. So they're trying to ease Zion into this. They're not trying to rush him back. He hasn't played at all this season. And the question for you guys is Zion Williamson going to become a what-if player?
He's definitely gearing towards that. You know, with all the injuries that's happened, like he showed us a glimpse of what he can do. You know, that historic season, like you said, he played 61 games. He put on a historic performance night in, night out. He was incredible. Granted, the Pelicans didn't put much around him. You know, they didn't make the playoffs. They had a couple guys, but it wasn't enough. And then he gets hurt again. Even the year before that, his rookie season, we had to wait. We were anticipating, when's Zion going to play? When's Zion going to play? When's Zion going to play? I think, like, right now, he's definitely gearing towards it because we're just getting small taste of what Zion can show us. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just getting bits and pieces, and it's tough because he's still extremely young, and we want to see him on the court and we want to see him play. But it's tough because all these injuries just sound like injuries that's just been lingering for a long time. Like there's a lot of leg injuries, knee injuries, and those suck because those can. Literally, we've seen it. Grant Hill, Derrick Rose. These injuries, Brandon Roy, you know, he has no cartilage in his knees. We've seen these really hurt players for, like, at least with those guys, you know, D Rose, we saw a little bit. Grant Hill, we saw a little bit. Zion, he's just giving us bits and pieces, man. We haven't even got to see what he can really be. So I think it really sucks, and he's definitely gearing towards that way, but not there yet.
I think based off last season, it's not bits and pieces. We saw it. What Zion could be at 100%. That was it.
We got a mouthload of that.
I only say that because we haven't seen him in the playoffs.
Which is fair, but it's still early in his career. And like
You're
you
not gonna
said,
see him in the playoffs
the talent
no time
is not
soon, bro.
around him to make that run, especially given the talent in the West.
The Pelicans
There's
is
a bunch
not
of
built
good
to be
teams
in the
right now that are
playoffs
just
right
simply
now, bro. I
better
ain't
than the
gonna lie.
Pelicans. That being said, I'm not ready to say off a third-year injury that he's going to become a what-if player because then Steph Curry never would have been Steph Curry if we just gave up on him after his ankle injury.
They were close.
You just understand you have a guy that has a special...
You want to know what's crazy? Andre Iguodala did say that too, and I was watching his interview. I mean, I didn't really I didn't really see Steph Curry in his college career, but Andre Iguodala did point out in his interview that everybody was crucifying Steph Curry, saying he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. Now look at him, bro. That boy flourishing, going down as one of the best point guards of this generation, bro. So, I mean...
type of talent that could change your franchise, especially after you use the number 1 overall pick on him. You take your time on him. Do I think he'll be a what-if player? I'm praying not. It's a foot injury. I think that given the fact that modern medicine is so advanced at this point in time, it is more... Listen, you sit Zion. This season's a wash. You don't need him to play this season at all. You make sure that you save your franchise guys' health. Most importantly, that should be at the forefront. If he sits this whole season, I'm not upset. You see what? Let him take his time to recover. Let him get his body back in shape because clearly that's a concern on every single person's mind that he's overweight. He's over 300 pounds. I think he's pushing almost 3. I think it's 316, the exact number. But you look at him, he doesn't look overly out of shape. There was this picture that he took with this fan and his pops, and he just looks like regular Zion. He doesn't look out of shape. He doesn't look fat. He looks normal. I understand the concern. You see pictures of him from different angles. Angles deceive the eye so quickly. The pictures really are not 100% sound. Let him take this season off. I'm fine with it. The Pelicans aren't making any noise. People could say, we want to see him play. We want to see him play. That's noise. Because ultimately, what should matter most is Zion's health. A what-if player is a couple years down the road. I'm not ready to ask that off one season of him missing time. Because even his rookie season, we saw Blake Griffin miss his rookie season and then come back the next year and
what about Greg Oden?
But Greg Oden never really got any traction the way that Zion did.
What about Brandon Roy?
Brandon Roy's, I'll give you. But that's a knee injury. That's not a foot injury.
And I want to piggyback off that because...
Hold on, real quick. Okay, so just based off of what they saying, right? First and foremost, the Pelicans are doing what they're supposed to do, bro. They are protecting their investment. He was the number 1 overall pick. And he got hurt, not even before the season started. I want to say in one of the summer league games, he got hurt. He already got hurt when he came out of shoot in the Duke game. So going into the draft, I'm pretty sure they already knew we got to be gentle with him because you feel like, come on now. Zion is like he was pushing 280. I want to say at the time they got drafted, he was like around 280, 290. This is the big dude you talking about. When you talking about, especially when you drafted big guys, you have to understand because they're so big, they're lengthy, and they tall, they're prone to a lot of injuries. You get what I'm saying? I remember watching, I can't remember who I was watching, but let's just, all right, kind of sidetrack for a minute. Just look at Rob Gronkowski and how big he is. You feel what I'm saying? Rob Gronkowski, if you look at him catch the ball, he falls violently. So imagine you catching a ball and then you just, I'm going to give up. And then just drop to the floor. That's how big men is. Because they're so big, they don't really have the reaction time to brace themselves for an impact when they go down on their knee or their legs. You know what I'm saying? So you have to think, okay, if I'm drafting a big, I got to take care of him. Look at Anthony Davis, bro. Somehow, some way, Anthony Davis is always getting injured. That's just because they're big, yo. They can't brace themselves. As opposed to a guard being quick and saying, okay, let me use my arm. You feel what I'm saying? But the Pelicans are doing what they're supposed to do. What I would do is partner Zion up with the team doctors and figure out how can we manage your weight. Because there is no way in hell you should be 316, bro. I mean, I get it, the coronavirus, you couldn't work out, all this other stuff. Bro, as soon as you figured out that coronavirus kind of messed you up a little bit, listen, let me go and get a treadmill in my crib. Let me get a arm bar. Every time when I go in the kitchen, let me do 30 pull-ups. Every time I go into the kitchen. You feel me? You just got to be proactive, bro. You can't just sit, I can't work out, so let me just chill. No, you got to continuously work out, even during the off-season with COVID. You feel me? So I don't see him as a what-if player because we got to give this man time. The thing is, after the first season, where he played those last 30-something games or 20-something games, we was like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we want to see. And then look what happens. He gets hurt again. Bro, we have to give him time, bro. He's not even done his rookie contract yet. A lot of people weren't even developed until maybe their 6th or 7th year. I mean, everyone can't be LeBron James and Carmelo where they come out of high school or college and they dominate. Everyone can't be that, bro. You got to develop them. You got to let people develop their game. I mean, I get it. We all want to see Zion. But at the end of the day, bro, you got to let this man develop his game, bro.
Those players you mentioned had injuries that were significant. Brandon Roy having no cartilage in his knees. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Nothing.
Yeah. Greg Oden having a bunch of ACL
and
surgeries
Brandon Roy,
and repairing his knee.
That boy was
what are you supposed
bucket.
to do? Grant Hill, ankle injury, which was really a big-time ankle injury. What are you supposed to do? MPJ is gearing more towards a what-if player than Zion.
That's a
because
fact.
he has a significant back injury.
Back injury is chronic.
I can agree with that.
No, I think we'll continue.
I'll say this.
And you got to think Denver
Zion
invested hella money into
become
Michael
an
Porter
easy
Jr.
target
The only thing is The difference with Michael Porter Jr. and Zion is that the Nuggets already have Jokic. You feel what I'm saying? So they could kind of live with Michael Porter Jr. being nothing because they have, I mean, even though Jamal Murray is hurt, they still have Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Michael Porter Jr. is pretty much going to be a third option. So they're not really tripping. Zion is the Pelicans right now. You feel what I'm saying? Brandon Ingram, he cool, but again, like you said, the season's a wash, bro. Like, you need all of your pieces together, bro. And without Zion, the Pelicans honestly not really gonna be relevant no time soon.
For everybody. And he's become a target because he's different. He rocks outfits that are all anime themed. Some people find that weird, some people find that cool. I think that's pretty cool. The weight issues. I mean, society loves to make fun of fat people. That's just what it is. It's it is what it is. They clown fat people. So Zion being fat, he's gonna get a lot of jokes thrown his way. He's memed across the internet, and especially in that 2K commercial where you have Levine who looks in shape, and then Zion.
Yeah, he
you could kind of see a double chin on him.
He looked crazy in that commercial.
You kind of laugh at that. So he's become an easy target because he's easy to make fun of, regardless of his play, because his play has been downright spectacular.
Nothing short.
It's been amazing. He did something historic last year. He made an all-star game, and you talked about getting a taste of that. And you said you didn't see enough because he didn't make the playoffs. If he made the playoffs, you would have got a swallow of it because it wouldn't have just been a taste. You would have got the whole thing.
That's my point.
And Zion,
but they're not going to the
right
playoffs.
Now, like I said, he's become an easy target with people because he's different. His fashion sense, his weight, he's become an easy target. But I don't think he's a what-if player. A foot injury, sometimes they take time to heal. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Kevin Durant had a setback when he had a foot injury, and it took him, longer than expected to recover from that. Zion is in the same position. You don't rush him back. This isn't a serious injury or as serious as a knee injury or an ankle or a back. I think Zion is going to be fine. Whether he's going to be on the Pelicans is a different question because I think he's on his way to Madison Square Garden to play for the New York Knicks sooner rather than later. And I'm going to be the first person in line buying his jersey. But when you look at what Zion's done, last year he had the most consecutive games with 20 points on 50% shooting, ahead of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bob McAdoo, and Walter Davis. Zion was downright historic. It doesn't help that the Pelicans are a dysfunctional organization and David Griffin is one of the worst executives in the league in terms of trusting him. Yeah. JJ Redick has already called him out on his podcast. And for a player to call you out publicly, that is a huge indictment on your character and personality. Yeah. He's lied about players getting traded before. He wanted all the credit when the Cavaliers won a championship, even though we know it was mostly LeBron. David Griffin has shown to be an incompetent executive GM. And the moves that he's made with the Pelicans are all reasons why Zion and his family don't trust him to put his career in the right place.
And I did hear that he went out of New Orleans
for his future.
I definitely heard that.
Why risk it all for a 10-21 team? It just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It's just you look at a guy of that size, that physique,
girth.
You look at a guy.
Hey yo, I just realized what he said.
You look at a guy who plays at the way he plays. You can't say injury is just an ankle injury. You can't because of the way he plays. The reason why
explosive game.
Yeah, the reason why KD we don't really KD's injuries was whatever because of the way he's able to shoot the ball. The reason why we have so much confidence in Klay coming back and being the same way he is because of the way he plays the game. He doesn't really necessarily need his athleticism. I think with Zion putting all that weight on those ankles, it's really gonna, and the way he plays, it's really gonna put a toll on those knees and those ankles, and it's really gonna be tough. I don't know. That's just, and then being this young, your body's not fully developed. Being this young with that much weight, playing the way he plays, having that type of explosiveness, it's gonna be tough, bro. I don't know.
He got injured doing workouts with his stepfather. That's how his foot got hurt.
Was it a specific type of work? Do you know what the workout was?
I don't know what the workout was, but his stepfather's his off-season trainer, and he trusts him to train him and that's how he got hurt. He got hurt and didn't work out like that.
I just think he needs the time off. I think you just take the full year, take as long as you need to recover. He knows the caliber player that he can be, who he is currently.
I'm telling you, bro.
He needs to be smart.
He needs to pair with a set of doctors. He needs to have a team. Set him up with the doctors. Come up with a plan every month. Listen, this week, just rest. Don't do nothing. Just rest, play the game, stream on Twitch, do what you got to do. Next week, then you're going to work with this person. Next week, then we're going to put you in light contact. Not too much, but light contact. Come up with a plan, bro. You have to come up with a plan because y'all have to come together. Y'all have to come together and partner with each other and figure out what's the best course of action because something is wrong. Something is wrong with that pitcher, especially with the fact that we haven't gotten Zion. And here's the thing. Stars are developing every day. Look at LaMelo. You feel me? Look at Donovan Mitchell. Look at Trae Young. You know what I mean? Some of these up-and-coming stars, John Morant, some of these up-and-coming stars, they're shining right now. And Zion needs to be on there. He needs to be the one that's getting some of that shine. Trae Young is taking it away from him. Donovan Mitchell's taking it away from him. You feel me? John Morant's taking it away from him. We talking about all of these other young stars. We just want to be able to talk to Zion like that. Zion is helping the Pelicans reach the playoffs for the first time since da-da-da-da-da-da. We need to be talking about Zion like that, and that's the problem. We're not. And all of these stars are pretty much doing way better than him. And that's the thing. We want to be able to say, Zion, there's Zion that will put Zion to the conversation because he's talented, bro. Come on. Zion has so much hype coming out of Duke, bro. So much of hype. No one's never seen he's a physical he's not even human the way he's built and how he played, bro. It was like a man amongst boys when he played in Duke, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. But listen, bro, we just got to give him time to develop. We got to give him time. He needs to pair with people to figure out a best course of action, a plan. And at the end of the day, you got to have trust, bro. You got to trust your team doctors. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business, so don't get me wrong. They want to rush you out there. But that's why you guys have to partner and continuously communicate with each other to make sure that both of y'all are on the same page and y'all can get a plan in motion so you can get back out there on the court, bro. You got to have trust, bro. If you don't have trust, it's just going to make the journey a little bit more longer for you. But that is my take on if Zion going to become a what-if player. Again, shout out to Pick a Side podcast. You feel what I'm saying? They definitely seem like they know what they talking about. I'm going to definitely tune in. You feel what I'm saying? If you guys like and want me to react to another segment or something like that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, bro. Know what I'm saying? But I love you guys. I'm going to see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.